Hi everyone, Leonard Ulrich here with a much needed and much belabored Volume 2 progress update. Hopefully I can get through this in one take, or at least with a minimal amount of editing. First of all, where is the film at? Well, I'm pleased to say that the first half of the film has now been mastered and has been uploaded minus the introduction. All my previous work has only resulted in a rough cut. As you can see, it is 68 minutes long, so that the entire film should be about 2 1/4 hours long. The first film has been uploaded with a dead man switch, meaning that if anything should happen to me, and I'm not planning for anything to happen to me, someone else has the authority to make the video live in my place. The introduction may be the last thing that gets filmed, which when you're making a film makes sense. I waited so long to make an update video or upload anything to my channel for a number of good reasons. First of all, I vowed to make an update video only when I made significant progress on Volume 2. I was sick and tired of me making other videos or me making videos telling you what I was going to do. I wanted to make a video telling you what I have done. All the scenes I shot were remastered in terms of their video capabilities. Now, some time ago, I told you that I had programs running within programs that were incompatible with the operating system. Fortunately, thanks to the good people at Color Grading Central and TeamViewer, the people in California got into my computer and fixed a few things in order for me to salvage all the footage I shot for Volume 2. Now, as a gesture of goodwill, as a gesture of thanks to those good people, I purchased the Ultimate package. And what that does is allow for the footage which I shot in log, which looks like faded newspaper, to be processed precisely according to the dynamics of my camera and to film stock that I think makes my footage look great. And as a result, everything that I shot looks better than ever. Honestly, it's cinematic. YouTube compression does not make it justice, because you're only seeing maybe half the resolution in terms of total sharpness because of the lower compressed bit rate, and half the color. If you were to see the footage that I shot on a proper 8-bit or 10-bit 4K HDR monitor, it's simply mind-blowing. It's greater than the difference between standard definition and high definition, and it makes, quite frankly, the logic board dying in my MacBook Pro all the worth it. Second of all, oh my goodness, this was 2 months of my life wasted. Every single image that I used in Volume 2 had to be checked for copyright clearances. And I discovered that there are a lot of companies out there who take images in the public domain, and if they're really good, and put them into their database, and if anyone else uses quote unquote their copywritten image, then that company can legally go after you for copyright violation. It's ridiculous to realize that there are copyright parasites out there, but that is entirely the case. This goes way beyond fair use, but unfortunately it's legal. All really good historical images have been snapped up by, say, Getty Images, and have been electronically gated, if you will, and companies like Getty Images are charging people like me hundreds of dollars per image in order to use images that were in the public domain. I can't afford to spend hundreds of dollars per image. So I had to literally check with the top 5 image databases out there to see whether or not each and every single image used in my film so far is not in their database. And I had to make at least 12 to 15 image changes to avoid paying for what used to be free. Like I said, that took about 2 months of my life. Music choices were finalized and added to the film. Transitions from one scene to the next were added, and images were optimized. In other words, the right size of image was fine-tuned, the right size of text was used, images were sharpened and digitally cleaned up, etc. This is the process known as mastering. So you have the rough cut, that's one thing, but then you have to master the film in order to make it look really good, which is the other half of making a film. Also, on top of this, copyright concerns and mastering a film, my dad almost died. About 2 months ago, I got the call at work through security to please phone family because your dad is probably not going to make it more than a couple hours. And so I quit work that day, went down to the local hospital, and my dad was fighting an infection, and his return heart rate was 34. That is incredibly close to death. So that took about a week or two to recover from and get back into the groove as far as movie production is concerned. I'm pleased to say, thankful to say, that my dad has bounced back, although as many of you know, bouncing back from having a series of strokes and being bound in a wheelchair is a relative thing. Finally, I needed some time off to enjoy the summer. This project has already consumed about 2.5, 3 years of my life, and I needed to take a break in order to plunge through the last 25% of production in terms of time. Here in Winnipeg, Manitoba, which I affectionately call Winterpeg Manasnoba, we have about 4 frost-free months a year. That means you spend the next 8 months per year dreaming of those 4 frost-free months per year. And in addition to that, we have thousands of wonderful, deep, cold, freshwater lakes, and you can only swim in them for about 2 months a year. So if I didn't take some time off, I took about a month and a half off from production in order to just simply enjoy life, especially at the family cabin, then I knew I would have probably been burned out in the fall and winter, and I'm glad I took the time off. Finally, in addition to all this, remastering the film, checking images for copyright, my father almost passing away, taking some time off to enjoy life, I needed to save my YouTube channel from YouTube. As many of you are already aware, YouTube censorship is fast and furious. Fortunately, there is an alternative called BitChute. And I am urging each and every one of you who's watching this video to simply type in Leonard Ulrich BitChute into the address bar of your search engine to view some very important material. More content and interviews are on the way, but at a reduced pace, as I really need to finish the vast majority of the film by the end of this year. I want this film to be in the Winnipeg Reel-to-Reel Film Festival 2019 desperately, so the film must be pretty much wrapped up by mid to late December. Thank you for the dozens and dozens and dozens of inquiries that I've received over the internet asking me, Leonard, are you alive? What's happening? What's going on with Volume 2? Now you know all the reasons why Volume 2 has been delayed but is now back on track. Like I said, more interviews are on the way. One interview is already in the can, as it were. More content is going to be uploaded to the Leonard Ulrich YouTube channel, but at a reduced pace, like I said, to finish that film which is hanging over my head. Thank you for your inquiries. Thank you for your financial support. Thank you for your prayer support. Rest assured that I'm working on the second film and I'm on the home stretch now. God bless.